Well, I'll tell you, a man that often gets international alarms because he gets to be at the heart of every single emergency is Mr. Simon Calder, travel correspondent with The Independent. He joins me now. Simon, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I'm on the bus. Obviously, we can talk about the London Underground strike. It's actually the reason I am at Heathrow Airport. I was due here to talk to you half an hour ago, but unfortunately British Airways isn't having the best possible day, so we were late, and then they decided to put us all on the bus. But anybody who is arriving at London Heathrow, obviously the busiest airport in the UK, is going to find that the Piccadilly line, the main way in and out for tens, hundreds of thousands of passengers, and in particular also the staff, they are going to discover that it's closed. There is an alternative from here, the Elizabeth line, as well as the Heathrow Express, but those are more expensive, and they're going to be jolly crowded today. The big problem is that, well, workers from the London Underground are being, quote, rostered into exhaustion, and they need a 32-hour week. And to prove it, well, they're having quite a sophisticated strike. The way that it's working is that different groups of workers are going on strike all this week,
right,
well, until 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. But because it's only a few people, or relatively few people at a time, they can close the whole system down, but they only lose a day or two's pay. So it's getting a heck of a lot of bang for their buck in terms of striking, yes.
And the other thing is that they seem to be striking more over not so much pay as conditions. They want more free travel, don't they, for them and their families?
Well, at the moment they get free travel on Transport for London for them and a partner or a spouse. They also get discounts on Eurostar, which is
very nice,
good if you like that sort of thing. But what they very much want is to be able to have not a 35-hour week, which is the current limit, but they'd like it to come down to 32 hours, and they'd also like just to work 4 days a week. So that's what they're striking for. Transport for London says this is completely unaffordable. There's absolutely no way we can do it, and therefore they are saying, right, we'll just strike until we get it. So it's one of those strikes where it's very difficult to see any resolution, costing the capital, obviously, hundreds of millions of pounds in lost productivity and so on. The hospitality industry going to be devastated once again. But Transport for London say it is just completely unaffordable.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if I could keep up with all the cabinet changes, I could ask you to ask the Secretary of State for Transport. But
yeah,
I can't remember who that is.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a mess. But London generally kind of staggers through these things. It's reputationally very damaging to the capital, of course. And if the London Underground strike doesn't get you, then probably the French Bloc 2 will. This is happening on Wednesday. Very exciting. We're expecting the French government to fall today because they want to impose austerity measures. And instead, well, on Wednesday, this kind of loose coalition of opposition is just saying we're going to stop everything, and that will include an awful lot of trains, could include motorways being blocked, it could include all kinds of
Well, I was speaking to a French friend of mine the other day who said it's going to make the Gilets jaunes look like just your average Monday in the middle of Paris where nobody does anything. It's going to be a real chaotic, kind of wall-to-wall protest everywhere. There's going to be a lot of mad spread around some town halls, I would imagine.
Well, it's not going to be pretty. If you at the moment, Eurostar says they think that things are going to be okay. They run the trains from London to Paris and Lille in France. But if that doesn't get you, then the following week we've got the French air traffic controllers going on strike from the 18th to the 19th of September, Thursday and Friday, really busiest days of the week for aviation. And of course, France is on the way to lots of places. So even if you've got no interest in going to Paris, Lyon or Marseille, if you want to go from pretty much anywhere in the UK to pretty much anywhere in Spain or Italy or Switzerland, France is in the way. So it's going to be fairly grim, I fear. And the air traffic controllers, they're on a really interesting dispute. They just say they really don't rate the management and they want completely new management, and therefore they are going on strike. And I'm just taking you to the underground, which isn't running here at Heathrow. I managed to escape the bus, and here we are. There's a helpful man who's saying that nothing is working. It's a metaphor for something.
To Britain. Welcome to Britain. Nothing's working. I mean, is it one of those strikes where there are literally no trains? Because, you know, sometimes they have a strike where you get the odd train. Are there no trains at all on all the lines then?
Right, OK. I was expecting there to be odd little suburban stretches. Quite often you'll find that they're kind of western reaches of the Central Line or the bit from Earl's Court down to Wimbledon work. But nothing going anywhere today. And that's on the London Underground. The Elizabeth Line is still working. The Docklands Light Railway is working, but not on Tuesday or Thursday due to a separate dispute. There's going to be a test afterwards, so do pay attention. London Underground should be working, but it's just a mess for so many people, including the roughly 120,000 tourists who will arrive in London Heathrow today and discover that their planned trip on the tube to Kensington isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to bring you some good news, maybe later on this week, Mike.
Well, I mean, maybe I'll just have a 1970s nostalgia day tomorrow and just go back to the future and pretend it was all great back then, because we all didn't have to do very much work. I mean, I was at school, luckily, for most of it, so I used to just sit at home, twiddle my thumbs. It was all right. Anyway, listen, well, I wish you well trying to get wherever you're going, Simon. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. Simon Calder live from Heathrow Airport, where there are plenty of planes, but no trains, unfortunately.